All right, guys. Hambone to the movies again. This one's going to be a little different. I went and saw the movie. I wanted to come home. I wanted to be able to expound upon some of the things that I like seen, some of the things that like I felt watching this movie. And it's going to be it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy review because this movie is done by M. Night Shyamalan, and a lot of times he's known for these thriller kind of mixture with horror style movies, and he's always been one of my favorite directors. One of the things I think about M. Night Shyamalan, let me just go ahead and throw this. This is going to be Hambone Goes to the Movies with the movie Old, done by M. Night Shyamalan, obviously. But one of the things about M. Night Shyamalan that I don't think other people see is I think the movies that this guy does has been overall like not seen for what they are. People misinterpret his movies. Like you go back from, sort of his beginnings with Sixth Sense. That movie's not about the dead people. That movie's about closure. That movie's about trying to hold on to things and you just need to let them go. That's what that movie is ultimately about. You watch the movie Village and you think about the monster and the character that they had that really scares you and you get distracted. But that movie is more about how you can't escape life. You can't escape the world. Like it's going to come and find you no matter what you try to do. Same thing with like the movie Science. That movie's not about an alien invasion. It's about a family and sticking together. That just on and on, like his movies, the Happening, for instance. It's not about ultimately this crazy stuff or things are happening all over the place and people are killing themselves and doing all these crazy acts. It's about us destroying the world as people. Like that's the real like message that should be seen. Like the movie Devil. It's not about the devil. It's about telling you that there is bad, but because there's bad, there's also good. And don't forget the good. It's like go back and see that movie and listen to what that guy says at the very end in the cop car at the very end of that movie. And the gentleman that kind of narrates the very beginning and then narrates the end. Go back and listen to the message that is being said. So I think most of his movies are, for whatever reason, misinterpreted, not seen for what they possibly really are, right? And like not every single one of his movies, like I don't think Unbreakable and stuff has these big, maybe they do, but I don't think they have as big of like these underlying messages like some of his other movies. And this is going to be really important with this movie. This movie Old, it's very interesting to me because there is a message in this story. There's a message in this story, and it's weird. I'm going to have to explain it, but to me, one of my first reactions is that a lot of people won't understand this film for the reasons why the story in this film is telling you won't understand this film. And I know that's kind of confusing, so let me kind of talk about that a little more. So obviously you get a little bit of the point of the story if you're watching any previews or anything, like stuff's happening on this certain beach and time's kind of like just happening like super fast. Like kids are growing older at a super fast rate. Even the adults are getting older as well and all that. And so, and it has like the story going on and weaving back and forth and stuff like that. And there's a bunch of weird stuff going on. But the underlying message to this movie Old, is like in life, we're distracted by all the things that we think are important in life. Like we're distracted by money. We're distracted by power. We're distracted by beauty. We're distracted by just all these things that we seem are important, right? Like we think these are like, even if we don't want to, we still see them as these very important things. And when something happens, like it happens in this movie, like these people are forced slowly but surely, and it doesn't throw it in your face. This is something you have to pick up on your own. This movie shows that, like, nah, man, those things aren't truly important. Like, it's about the other things, like all these the fights that you've had with some family members that just went on for far too long. You know, wanting to be beautiful, like as long as you possibly can, isn't truly important when it comes down to life in general. Like, it is what it is. Like, all these things, you start to realize, nah, man, this is stuff that distracts us from life. In life, the real important stuff is like your relationships, your the friends and family that you have, the hugs, the laughs, and the smiles that you share with these different people as you go throughout life. Those are the real important things, but we're distracted the whole time by all these other things that we put up there, that we put at the top of the mountain, that we think we need to grasp and all that to make ourselves happy, when truly the happiness comes from all those like really super simple things. In this movie relays that message underlying, like underneath it. Like, you have to really catch it, because the movie has its distractions. Like, it has like some of these crazy moments and some of these exciting moments or weird moments, just whatever you want to call them, that distracts you from the message that the movie's actually done. And so that's about the best way I can explain it, is that in life, just like we're distracted by all these things that we think are super important, that takes away from our life, truly, like this movie has those distractions to distract you from the message. And I really hope that most people can get that and understand this movie when they go and see it, because I think it will have a bigger effect when they watch the movie. It's like, look, man, like I do this podcast. I'm not a big podcaster. I'm not a big, like, YouTuber. I don't have thousands upon thousands of people that watch things that I do and all that stuff. But the people that do watch, like Matt Munoz and, just a couple of others, like these other people that watch and like comment on these videos, like those people mean a lot to me, because like I'm just a small time guy. I'm not out here trying to make, millions of dollars or thousands of dollars, whatever, by doing YouTube videos. I just started doing them, and I have the opportunity to do them, and I have fun doing them. But that's what's truly important, right? Like, I hope let's just say something were to happen and our channel blows up, or just my stuff like on here blows up and becomes super popular like that. I hope that I'm able to rationalize and think about it and still find those simple things, those simple comments, the simple views, like really and super important, right? Like, and just really still keep that about myself no matter what would happen. And this movie like just really tells that story, and it tells it in a very creative way. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. But now I do see where some people doesn't get affected by it as much as I would. I mean, I'll tell you a personal story, because like I said, this review's not going to be really long. It's more really one of the most difficult reviews I'll probably do in a while, because like my grandmother is and was one of the most important people in my life. She was dying of cancer, and that last hug I got from her was her telling me everything will be okay. That person was dying of cancer and god awful pain. It had spread throughout her entire body, but yet she still found it important enough to tell me everything's going to be okay. I was young, I was healthy, but she was still telling me to be okay. And that's a simple hug, right? Like, it's a simple thing. But I would give every amount of money that I have, all my belongings, to be able to hug that woman one more time. And that's why, like, truthfully, like, this movie affected me more than, say, like, it will probably some others. But I did feel the need to, like, come on here, don't spend the time. Like, I didn't prepare for this like I do some of the others. Obviously, I usually throw up a bunch of, like, not clips. I do have done clips, but I throw up a bunch of pictures and stuff to try to, like, show you things as I'm talking about it. And I'm normally more jovial more in a like happy mood about like reviewing movies and stuff, because a lot of the movies, and the reason why we go see movies most of the time is to have fun, but art is art, and sometimes maybe the message you get isn't like, I had fun with this message, even though it's kind of heartfelt to me personally, in a way it affected me personally, uh, because I needed it. I needed this reminder. I think a lot of people need that same kind of reminder of what's truly important. And it's weird because you're talking about this movie that's this thriller kind of horror kind of style movie. You don't think that you would be able to extrapolate something like this from a movie like that. And yet I was able to. And like I said, because of my personal story that I just told, which is kind of hard to tell, but like that personal story, that personal interaction in my life, like this movie really touched me in like a different way than say a lot of other movies will. And I get it. Like it may not touch a lot of you guys. So I'm about to give this score. And hey, it might be recently, we use this word a lot. It might be recency bias, right? Like, because I went and saw this movie, I was touched by it or whatever. I'm giving this movie, like, I almost want to give it like a 9. Like I truly do, because of the message that I took from it and how important I think that is. I'm going to scale that back just a little bit and give it like an 8.5, because there are certain parts, like if I can step back from how it touched me, there are some parts that maybe kind of lingered a little too long. Maybe one or two of the actors wasn't the greatest actors of all time, and all this, which we get in a lot of M. Night Shyamalan movies, because he doesn't use a lot of famous people. Like he has used them before, but he doesn't normally use a lot of famous people in his movies, especially these smaller movies. But no, I just want people to realize and understand that this movie isn't about what you think it's about. It's about something totally different. And M. Night Shyamalan's misunderstood a lot. If you understand it and you get the picture and you get what the message is, you probably would enjoy his movies more than you normally would. But with that being said, thank you guys for allowing me to have the time to like be able to share stuff like this with you guys, man. Like, and I love and I cherish the support from each and every one of you that watches any of the videos and everything else. But hey, go give this movie a chance. Go out and watch it. It's not like it's supposed to be, you know, it's kind of like a horror film, but it's not a film to where it's not that normal horror film. It doesn't reach out and truly scare you. Like it doesn't do jump scares or none of that kind of stuff, right? Like, so I think a lot more people, some people may be turned off because it says thriller or horror, but this isn't hardcore like that to where it's going to be jumping out at you and stuff. So like, yeah, just give this movie a chance and really think about what I said if you watch this before you watch the movie. And appreciate all the support. Really, really heartfelt appreciation for all the support that I get from the reactions and movie reviews and even the stuff we do for the Schmodown. Just thank you guys a whole lot. Thank you for letting me share that. And I hope you enjoy the movie. And even if you do, please leave a comment. If you don't, leave a comment. And until next time, guys, peace.